Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of March 8th, 2024. So first of all, I want to wish you a very happy International Women's Day. And especially, you can get lots of questions in this Women's Day from your interview point of view because interviews are going on, right? So once you clear your mains, so you have to focus on this Women's Day also, both men and women, okay? Because there is a lots and lots of chances of getting questions directly on this Women's Day. And if you are having interview on this day, yes, there is no choice for you. You have to prepare the different dimensions regarding this women empowerment. So I will tell you those dimensions, don't worry. So first of all, we are going to take Delhi edition of Hindu and we are going to see the different articles which are relevant from our examination point of view. Only articles which are important from our examination point of view, we are going to see that. We are not going to see irrelevant articles. I don't want to waste your time. So first of all, I don't want to waste your time. So whatever that is important from examination point of view, we are going to see only those articles. So this is front page. So in the front page, there is no article relevant from our examination. You can simply skip this front page. So after this, in this city page also, most of the articles are political articles. They will not you fetch anything if you read those. So simply skip this. And in states page, I found here and there 2 to 3 articles relevant. So we are going to see that. Okay, so before going and seeing this articles in states page, so I want to give you some dimensions regarding this International Women's Day. It is very important topic. So first topic here it is about International Women's Day. So every year we are celebrating this International Women's Day on March 8. And here you have to know about history. And you have to know why we are celebrating this. What is the reason? And you have to know some examples of great women achievers. For example, you can see like women participated in this Indian national movement. And if you move towards ancient India, you have to see like women poets or women writers. And if you move still back to IVC, you will be seeing female gods. You have to know names of those female gods. And in medieval period, some women, so they ruled India. Okay, there were some famous personalities like Rani Durgavati and also one important ruler who ruled India. Okay, that is Razia Sultana. So you have to know like famous personalities. And in politics, so there were very powerful women. So you have to know some important women who participated in this politics. And you have to know especially contributions of IG, that is Indira Gandhi ji, okay, not this IG, so it is Indira Gandhi. So what are her positive contributions? And there are many negatives like 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Okay, so you have to see what are the contributions of her. And even you can see the present women achievers. Okay, so in the present generation, you have to see women achievers, especially in the sports field. Okay, you have to see some important personalities like P.T. Usha, Ashwini Nachappa, and present like Mary Kom. Okay, you have to know women achievers in sports. And even recently, women, they started even flying as pilots, and even they are getting PC, permanent commission. Okay, so in that way here, what are the recent achievements of women? So you have to see, and even the different fields of music, dance, okay, and even filmmaking, Okay, so in this way you have to cover this topic. And apart from this, I want to give you some more important dimensions. Like from economy point of view, you have to see women participation in workforce. Okay, women participation in workforce is very important. And here you have to see what are the challenges. So why there is less women participation in workforce. And from polity point of view, you have to see like why women they are less participating in this politics, and you have to see some challenges here. And here you will be seeing one challenge in this 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act. Here is Sarpanch Patis. Okay, Sarpanch Patis. That is very important challenge. And from science and technology point of view also, so we have a program called as STEM, but in this women participation is less. You have to see the challenges, and even you have to see what are the steps taken by the government till now to improve empowerment of women. And you can see like some success stories of self-help groups where women they are coming forward. And even you can see like many programs came up by the government, especially focusing on women empowerment. You have to make a note of all these. So these are very important dimensions that you have to think, because women, they are also part of our society. And lots of problems you are facing from since history, like Devdas system, which came into existence from this Chola period. And even Sati Sahagamana. And next one is widow marriages are not allowed, and even childhood marriages still they are going on, and what not. So what are the problem you see? So most of the problems you are seen in women, like they do not have the proper right on their reproduction, so they are losing this reproduction rights. And even in some societies, so women they have lot of incest taboos, right? So even you can see like in some tribal people, so women they are going for lots and lots of things, okay? And even you can see like there is low level of literacy rate, and women they are participating less in the workforce, and women they are not having the proper access to the higher education. And even if they want to work in some places, there are issues of safety related issues. So in the same way here, okay, so you have to understand much more problems you are facing, like malnutrition, anemia, MMR, okay. So in this context, you have to see like challenges which are faced by women. And especially if you are from Delhi, you will be getting an interview question like, so whether this Delhi place is safety for women or not. So in this way also you can expect questions in your interview. So I want to make you prepare for both prelims, mains, and even if there are any dimensions important from interview, I will be letting you know, so that here you will be well versed with the topics and you will be start thinking that dimension. So start thinking is very important. So there is a need of some external push, right, for students. Yes, I will be giving you that push. And one request from my side here is, so whenever you are watching video, so please do hit the like button and even share this video in the groups like Telegram groups or WhatsApp groups, okay, so in whatnot. So in every social media, so try to post them so that the reach of this video will be increased. And don't forget to give the Google review and rating, and I will give you the link of that Google review and rating in the description box. So please give me your valuable review and rating. It is very helpful and will support me. So around 4,000 to 5,000 students, they will be watching this video, but they are not at all interested. Why? So what is the reason? I don't know. So if you are really liking my videos and if you are really getting the content, so please do rating and review. This is very important. Okay, and this will be encouraging me a lot. Yeah, now let us see this topic in detail. So even you have to know like what is the theme of this International Women's Day of 2024. Every year the theme will be changing. So this year theme also you have to know. So International Women's Day, it is a global observance celebrated annually. That means every year we are celebrating this International Women's Day on March 8th. So why? To honor the achievements and contributions of women in various fields and various disciplines across the world. So not only India, so in across the world, so we are honoring the achievements and contributions of women in the various fields and as well as disciplines. And the day also serves as a platform to raise awareness about gender equality. So whenever we are celebrating this type of days, then it will be helpful for increasing of awareness first of all. And even so we can advocate for women rights, and we can also address issues which are faced by these women like gender-based violence, discrimination, there is no proper pay for women as par with men, and even there are lots and lots of socio-economic disparities that women are facing. For example, even I want to say one case study that we already seen in this current affairs only. Like in Japan, so women, they are facing lots and lots of gender disparity in the wise of pay. That means whenever women and men are going for work, so men used to get the good salary but not the women. So that is a disparity or discrimination that is seen even in Japan. So I am not saying that this type of gender inequality or gender disparity is present in India, but even in other countries also it is prevalent. And next important one here is, what are the objectives of this International Women's Day? So why we are celebrating this? So what are the objectives? So first one is to celebrate achievements of women. So we are celebrating achievements of women across the world, and we want to raise awareness about women's right and as well as gender equality. So for this, to raise awareness regarding women's rights and gender equality, so we are celebrating this International Day. And next one is to accelerate the efforts towards achieving gender parity, that is gender equality, and even to inspire individuals, communities and nations towards the goal of gender equality and women's rights, and to foster a sense of solidarity and unity among women worldwide. So these are the important objectives of celebrating International Women's Day. And next one is, what is the theme of this International Women's Day 2024? So this year the theme here is Inspire Inclusion. So the important aim of this theme, it is to promote inclusion of women in all spheres of life. So it is focusing on inclusion of women in all spheres of life. And the first important thing here is, yes, why we are celebrating this? Because of improving of social justice. So whenever we are including women in the different walks of life, then automatically it will promote cause of social justice. Yes, if you are including women, then it will lead to promoting of cause of social justice. And next one is, it is also helpful for development and progress. So whenever we are including women, automatically that will lead to development. Because in our population, 50% of population will be women, right? So 50% of world's population is women. So when we are leaving behind them, it is not an option. Like when we want to always move towards development, improvement, so we can't do that without including women. Because they form 50% of population of so and so country, or in entire world. 50% will be men and 50% will be women, right? And next one is workforce participation. When we are providing equal opportunities for employment, that will promote female labor force participation rate, and this in turn will promote diversity of skills and perspectives. Okay, so this will be helpful for workforce participation. And next one is, there is also increased innovation. So promoting of inclusion of women, which brings diverse perspectives and talents to the table, and it will promotes innovation, and as well as we can come up with the better solutions for the problems. And next one here is, it will also helpful for better decision making. So remember one thing, always women, they will maintain the finance very good. Yes, they will be maintaining the finances or expenditure, investment, everything in an organized manner in a home. So whenever father who is coming to home and if he is giving money to the mother, so for entire month, so she have to use that money efficiently. Okay, and she will be also saving some amount of money for the investment on their children and even for their future plans. So women, they are the best financial people, or else I can say they are better managing of finance, like that. So whenever we are including women, then we can get a better decision making regarding how to use this money and way to use this money. So even though they are not having the wider things, but they will be giving some suggestions like we can do this, we can do this, so that we can have a better decision making. And even we are facing lots and lots of challenges like climate change or social injustice, economic inequality, etc. So in all these things, if you want to come up with a better decision making, yes, we can include women here, because women are most vulnerable here. So women, they will be addressing their own problems better, right? So in this way, we can have a good and better decision making here. And next one is socio-economic equity. So women's inclusion in all aspects of society, it will be very useful for achieving this gender equality, and further it will also leads to women empowerment. And next one is social change. As compared to men, women, they tend to make better choices and they will be investing more in their earnings in their family societies. So in this way here, so whenever we are including women, that will have an impact in the social change also. And this one is, whenever we are including women, so we can also get better health and education outcomes. Why? Because so whenever you are getting any problem, like any health related problem, so which is the first hospital? Your mother will be the first doctor. Yes or no? Your mother will be the first doctor and your mother's kitchen is the first hospital. Okay, so even if my children are facing anything, so I will try to treat them first with some basic home remedies. Like if they are having cough, I will be giving like water which is made up of this ajwain. Okay, so like that, even if they are having any gastric problems, yes, we will be giving some jeera water or rice which is mixed with this jeera powder. So in the same way, here if you want to get the good health outcomes and good education outcomes, women, they play a very important role in either in health or even in the well-being of families and communities. So further, if you are going for inclusion of this women, that will be having a very good health and educational outcomes. And next one is, if you want to have a peaceful society, yes, we can include women. Sometimes there is also a controversial statement that I can say, because of this women always the violence will be increasing. Right, so from ancient time onwards, so because of women, so there were a number of wars they waged. Yes or no? But some women, especially, they have the name for peace, and there is a true sense that would help to do away with gender bias and gender-based violence, and especially domestic violence, sexual harassment, etc. They can be decreased in society if you are including women. And even this will be helpful to resolute actions to do away with gender stereotypes and break down the barriers for women in all spheres. Okay, so these are some important things regarding this year International Women's Day. Yeah, I hope it is clear, right? Yeah, now let us move on to states page as I said. So let us see the articles which are very important. So most of the articles in our today's newspaper, they are not like new articles, so already they repeated. So we are not going to waste much amount of time. So I want to complete this analysis within 40 to 45 minutes. So I will try my level best. Okay. Yeah, now let us see the next topic. It is about CBI burst network trafficking Indians to Ukraine war. So as we all know that Russia-Ukraine conflict is going on. And recently we saw like one man from Kerala, he died in this Russia-Ukraine war, and finally CBI entered into picture, and in this CBI investigation they busted Okay, they got one network trafficking. So this trafficking network who is recruiting Indians, and these Indians, they were sent to this Ukraine-Russia war. Okay, to fight in this Russia-Ukraine war. So here this article is very important, and you have to see lots and lots of dimensions here. So this article is talking about human trafficking. Okay, this article is talking about human trafficking. So this article is important from GS paper 2 under polity. So what are the dimensions you have to see? I will tell you the dimension. So you have to see the definition of what is this human trafficking, that too according to one international organization. So you have to understand it definition. And after that you have to see the data of human trafficking. And here you can see data at national level and at international level. That means from India and across the world. That data should also be authentic data. So from national point of view, you can see this NCRB data, National Crimes Record Bureau data. Clear? Yeah. And you have to see like what are the reasons for this human trafficking. And you have to see different constitutional provisions. So which are the articles talking about human trafficking, and to prevent this human trafficking, what are the laws which are present in India specifically. Okay. And even though many laws are present, so why there is no prevention? Okay. So why there is no prevention of this human trafficking still now? Okay, and you have to see like what are the measures can be taken. You have to see like what are the measures can be taken. So this article is at most important. And even you can add one more dimension. So what is impact? So whenever I am talking about impact, in impact itself you can write 3 to 4 dimensions. Like impact from society point of view. Impact from international relations point of view, because so there are lots and lots of articles in our newspaper regarding migrants. So from this topic also it is important. And even impact on economy. Okay. So in all these ways you can think about this article, and these are the very important dimensions. So let us see this topic in detail. So I said the context, right? So CBI busted a major human trafficking network. So this network took young Indians to Russia-Ukraine war zone, and how they were recruited, they were saying like that. So we are going to provide job in abroad. Okay, so in this sake, so they are recruiting the people and they are sending to this Russia-Ukraine war zone. And if you see the details, you have to see like definition, that too authenticated definition as I said. So when you are writing answer regarding human trafficking, either you can start with the which are the constitutional provisions which are present in our Indian constitution talks about this human trafficking, or else you can start writing definition. And one thing you have to keep always in your mind is, so whenever you are writing any definition, try to write authenticated definition. Like according to UNODC or according to WTO, according to WHO, according to United Nations. So like that. As per United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, human trafficking is a recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring or receipt of people through force. Either it can be done by force or through fraud or deception. And the important aim it is to gain profit. And here men, women, children of all ages and from all backgrounds, they can become the victims. And this human trafficking which comes under organized crime. Okay, it comes under organized crime. So now let us see the data regarding this human trafficking. And according to this, again, United Nation Office on Drugs and Crime, it says that 70% of human trafficking, it is happening for sexual exploitation. Okay, so for the sake of sexual exploitation, 79% of trafficking is happening across the world. This is the first important point. And here in this human trafficking for sexual exploitation, predominantly who are victims, that is women and as well as girls. And the second most common form of human trafficking is forced labor, that is around 18%. And worldwide, almost 20% of all trafficking victims, they are children. And especially from Africa and Mekong region. So children are majority. Okay, so majoritarily, so they were trafficked. Okay, from Africa and as well as Mekong region, you have to remember. And even though lots and lots of laws, acts, even constitutional provisions are present, so we are not able to prevent it completely. So because we are having some challenges. So what are the challenges? So first one here is because of poverty or unemployment. Because of poverty and unemployment. So economic hardships and lack of employment opportunities, they are contributing to vulnerability of this lack of opportunities, and they do not have the better life prospects, so that they will fall for lure of money. They want money, so that they are entering into this human trafficking. And next important one here is there is lack of awareness. Okay, so especially general public, they are having a limited awareness, especially in rural areas, about the issue of human trafficking results in many people, and they are falling in recognizing the signs or understand the risk, thus they will fall into prey. So especially in rural areas, they might not be knowing about this human trafficking. So this is one important problem. And apart from that, there is also poor implementation of laws. So whatever the laws which are present in India, which talks about this human trafficking, so they are poorly implemented. There is no proper effectively implementation of these laws or enforcement of these laws. And next one is there is also cross-border trafficking. So India shares border with several countries, and this cross-border trafficking is also the significant challenge. And even with our neighboring countries, we do not have proper cooperation, coordination regarding this trafficking. So because of this, we are always failing in this combating of trafficking across the borders. And next one is cyber trafficking. So there is also increased use of technology, and there is also emergence of cyber trafficking. It is the one new challenge we are facing. And next one is gender disparity, gender-based discrimination and inequality, which is also contributing to vulnerability of women and girls to trafficking. And even there is victim stigmatization, like victims of human trafficking, they often face social stigma, discrimination, so that it is very difficult for them to come back and to reintegrate into the society. Okay, so this is one important thing. And next one is there is also problem in data collection and reporting. There is incomplete or unreliable data on human trafficking. So because of this, it is making very difficult to assess full extent of the problem and to implement the laws throughout the country. And next one is there is demand for the cheap labor and services in the market. So for this also people, they are going for human trafficking. And let us see which are the constitutional provisions and which are the laws present in India regarding this. Okay, human trafficking. So first one is human trafficking, that is trafficking in human beings or persons. So it is strictly prohibited under Article 23 subclass 1 of our constitution. And even there are different acts like Immoral Traffic Prevention Act of 1956, and we have Criminal Law Amendment Act of 2013. So they are focusing on how to counter this human trafficking. So which includes trafficking of children for exploitation, and either it may be like physical exploitation and even sexual exploitation, slavery, servitude, or forced removal of organs. So now this organ mafia is developing day by day. So there is lots and lots of demand for the organs of the body organs in the market. So because of this, even trafficking is happening for organs. Okay, so I watched one movie. So I can't remember that movie right now, the name of the movie. So there was one favorite song in that movie. So it is one of my favorites. So it shows about the relationship between father and daughter. Okay, I can't recall the hero name, but heroine will be Trisha, and the Trisha will be killed by the opponents. Okay, like that. Okay, so let it be. Yeah, next important act here is POCSO Act, Protection of Children from Sexual Offence Act of 2012. It is a special law to protect children from sexual abuse and exploitation, and there are other specific legislations enacted related to trafficking in women and as well as children. So we have Prohibition of Children Act, and we have Bonded Labor System Abolition Act, and Child Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act, and Transplantation of Human Organs Act. Okay, so even some certain sections of IPC and CRPC will be also deal with this issues. Okay, so these are some important things that you have to remember from this article point of view. And now let us move back to our newspaper. Okay, and most of the articles are based on this women empowerment. Okay, so we have come up with a proper discussion in the first article itself. We are not going to discuss much more. Yeah, and next topic here is Covishield vaccine demonstrated more robust immune system or immune response compared to Covaxin, says study. Okay, so we are not going to go back again vaccines, but you have to know like which type of vaccines they are, like Covaxin and Covishield, that's it. And next topic here is Kerala comes up with long and short-term measures to prevent man-animal conflict. Let us have a look over which are those long-term and short-term. So there are 17-point short-term action, and there is also long-term action. So let us see that, so that if you are writing an answer regarding human-animal conflict, and for 100% you can get a question regarding this human-animal conflict in your mains. So there, if you are writing about measures, this article is very useful. Okay, so let us see those long-term and short-term plans to control this human-animal conflict. And this topic is at most important from your environment and ecology. From last 3 to 4 days onwards, we are seeing this topic. And this topic is important from your environment and ecology, especially from your mains. You can't expect any prelims based question, but you can expect mains based question. So why is the news? A smart elephant fence is among the long-term measures proposed by Kerala government, wants to prevent human-animal conflict and especially to stop reaching of elephants these human habitations and to reduce instances of man-animal conflict in Wayanad. So one important step, okay, it wants to take by the Kerala government here is to come up with a smart elephant fence. Okay, smart elephant fence. And if you see details, it says that the removal of undergrowth in private estates. Okay, so in private estates, the removal of undergrowth in the district which had been proposed, and even under this employment guarantee scheme, so workers, they have to remove undergrowth. And next one is they want to even eradicate invasive species or invasive plants like Senna septabilis. Okay, so that what happened, the prey for this elephants can be increased if you are removing this invasive species. And even we have to go for ecological restoration activities. So we have to restore our ecosystem, or we have to improve the diversity, especially to increase the food availability for these elephants. So if there is good availability of food in the forest, they will be not coming outside, right? So we have to remove eucalyptus and acacia plantations, and we have to support for the regeneration of natural vegetation and improving of wildlife habitats. And especially when any private vehicle wants to enter this area, so there will be the charging of fees. Okay, and even there are some plans to protect life and property of people and putting up the fences to prevent the entry of wild animals into human habitations, and also there will be some long-term measures which are suggested by the state government. And if you see other measures, they are saying that even we have to focus on strengthening of early warning system. So early warning system means if any wild animal which is coming near to the human habitations, so it have to give the signal to the people so that they will be becoming alert. And next one is deployment of drones for surveillance and even clearing compensation to victims of wild animal attacks. And even we have to set up new forested stations and closure of ecotourism destination in the forest till this man-animal conflict is reduced. Okay, so these are some important steps, okay, which are suggested by Kerala state government, and you can write these points directly in your examination. That will be no problem. And now let us move on to next important topic. Okay, don't need of focusing on this spotlight. Today is Friday, right? So there is no need of focusing on this Metro Plus. And you can directly move on to this editorial page, and number of times we discussed about this cervical cancer, right? And we also discussed about this HPV vaccine. Okay, so let us see some important dimensions. So it is talking about cervical cancer. So what is a cancer? Cancer means uncontrolled cell growth in short. So uncontrolled cell growth is called as cancer. So this is uterus and this is the opening of uterus. It is called as cervix. So whenever the cells which are growing uncontrollably in this cervix, which causes the cervical cancer. So one important cause of the cervical cancer is human papilloma virus, HPV virus. And especially which type of cancer is common in women? In women, the most important common cancer is breast cancer, and second one is cervical cancer. And cervical cancer is second important reasons for the increasing of deaths in women. Okay, so here this cancer can be preventable. So how? If you are taking vaccine. Okay, so the name of that vaccine is Cervivac. So this is about some background. So what this article is saying? So this article is saying about the data like 1.27 lakh cases, around 80,000 deaths are reported annually because of this infection of human papilloma virus. And World Health Organization, that is WHO, came up with the action plan of 90-70-90 targets by 2030. That means 90% of girls need to be vaccinated fully, okay, who are getting the age like 9 to 18 years, like that, 9 to 14 years, or by below the age of 15 years, that is given here. And 70 is nothing but 70% women undergo cervical vaccine screening test by the age of 35 to 45. At the age of 35 to 45, they have to go for screening, and about 70% of women, they have to get this screening. And here next 90% of women with cervical cancer, they have to be treated. So this is very important. 90, 70, 90. So 90% of girls before 15 years of age, they have to get vaccinated, and 70% of women between 35 to 45 years, they have to get screened. That means diagnosed if they are having this cervical cancer or not. And again 90% of women who are facing the cervical cancer, they have to get treatment. This is very important target of World WHO, that is World Health Organization. And you can write about this HPV vaccination, and there are some case studies which are given here. And you can see like what are the challenges which are persist. Okay, so what are the challenges in this vaccine? The first one is there is vaccine hesitancy. That means the girls are not coming forward to take this vaccine. And even ensuring this human papilloma vaccine is also one important challenge. And even there are some important hurdles which are faced by the communities. So coming out of those hurdles will be also very important challenge. And there is also misinformation which is spreading. So we have to control that. And even strengthening of healthcare infrastructure is also very important. And even in our recent interim budget, so they said about UWIN, okay, UWIN like CoWIN, so that they will be having this registration for the cervical vaccine. So regarding this also we have some challenges like maintaining of data. Okay, so these are some important challenges and we have to address these challenges regarding this cervical vaccine, cervical cancer vaccine. Okay, that's it. And there is one article regarding this wildlife parks. Supreme Court gave a statement regarding this Jim Corbett National Park. So we are going to see that this article is important from your polity point of view. So if you see this article, it is saying about Supreme Court criticism. Yes, Supreme Court criticized the illegal cutting down of around 6,000 trees for construction of buildings in the name of ecotourism. In the name of ecotourism, Supreme Court had cut down around 60,000 trees at Jim Corbett National Park, Uttarakhand. So it is one example which is saying that there is collaboration or nexus between officials and politicians. So this act was particularly condemned because it is severely impacting this Jim Corbett Tiger Reserve because it is one of the critical area where these big cats are living. And the court even directed Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change to establish a specialized committee to evaluate and to provide recommendations on allowances of tiger safaris in buffer zones of tiger reserves. And even court emphasized Uttarakhand's obligation to restore the forest fully. And even it said that here we have to improve the habitat of this tiger and we have to maintain the proper health of ecosystem. And if you are talking about what are the guidelines which are given for the safaris. So for the safaris also there are some guidelines which are given. So first one here is Supreme Court indicated that if the committee recommends permitting tiger safaris in the peripheral areas of tiger reserves, it should also propose guidelines for operation applicable areas across India. So across India where we can go for the safaris. And also court said that ecocentric approach for tiger safaris is very important and it is suggested as per 2019 National Tiger Conservation Authority guidelines. So we have to follow these guidelines. And next one is 2016 NTCA guidelines advocated that only injured, conflict or orphan tigers are unfit for rewilding. And next one here is court also rejected the idea of selecting safari animals with Central Zoo Authority approval and also they also opposed that the creation of master plan. And even this guidelines which also stress it to minimize this environmental damage. So these are some important things which mainly said, and from this Jim Corbett National Park you can get good number of questions. You have to see the statements. So Jim Corbett National Park is the oldest national park in India. It was established in year 1936 by Hailey National Park to protect endangered Bengal tiger. And where it is located in Nainital and Pauri Garhwal district of Uttarakhand. And this park was first to come under Project Tiger initiative, and even there are different rivers which are flowing like Ramganga, Sonanadi, Mandal, Plain, Kosi. So they are the major important rivers which are flowing through this Jim Corbett National Park. It was very important. And let us see the next topic. It is about fall and rise in women's work participation. So this article is very important and you have to see the data of periodic labor force survey. So this article is very important from your economy point of view, and even this is also very important from society point of view as well. So if you see the context, it says that, so in 2023 periodic labor force survey released the report, and this report said that there is increase of 4.2 percentage of female labor force participation rate in India, and it remains low at 37%. So there is very low female labor force participation seen in India, and this low female labor force participation rate, it is a very big threat to country because 50% of population is women. And next one here is, what are the key facts? So if you see the present status in 2023, 37% of women they are practicing, okay, in this labor force, and from 2018 onwards there is, we can say, like gradual increase. And if you are seeing like situation north and south, so there are high literacy rates in southern part. In southern part we have high literacy rate, and also we have good women empowerment, okay. So it is not the same in case of north, but this female labor participation in these 5 southern states like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, AP is 13% less than in 5 northern states like Himachal Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and Jharkhand. So in these areas female participation is more compared to that of southern states. And if you are talking about international comparison, World Bank data is saying that women's engagement in formal economy is one of the lowest in globally, especially in the Arab world. So there is very less. And what are the reasons for this low participation of women? So first one is, many of women they are employed under informal economy. Okay, because of that they are not having proper contracts, social security, okay, and there is also absence of formal contracts, etc. And even about 88% of women who are working, they are working in informal sector according to International Labour Organization data. And even women, they are facing issues like there is lack of alternative employment opportunities, and there is scarcity of jobs for women, especially in this automotive industries, and also many a times female employees they were excluded in this sector. And next one is workplace bias. So India experiences one of the most pronounced gender disparities in wages as highlighted in this economic survey of 2018. And even there are some discriminatory pay practice, that means men are giving more compared to female. And even there is occupational gender stereotypes like societal norms. They are saying there are specific job roles known as pink jobs for women, like nursing sector, teaching sector, gynecology. They can be done only by women, not by men. Okay, so like that we have gender stereotypes. And next one is culture norms and domestic rules. So women, they are expected to do like unpaid care work, take care of children, take care of elders, etc. And next one is household income and employment choice. Like household incomes, they provide women with financial flexibility to choose not to engage in this formal employment, and instead they will be focusing mostly in this domestic duties or personal interest. And next one is, even there is some issues like safety issues and harassment issues. So because of this also women, they are not showing much interest to do jobs. And next one is, there is mismatch between education and employment opportunities. So even though here women, they are getting this higher employment attainments, but they are having no proper job opportunities. And next one here is legal employment restrictions. Certain state laws, they restrict women from working in specific hazardous sectors because it is impacting their employment options. Okay, so these are some important things that you have to remember from this article point of view. And now let us go back to our paper. So most of the articles are related to Women's Day only. So there is no need of reading this text and context today. You can simply skip this. And in news page you can see there is one important article. It says that political parties got 60% of funds from unknown sources. So about 60% of funds they are received by political parties, they cannot be traced from unknown sources. So it is a thing which mainly said, even including electoral bonds. So this is a report which said by Association for Democratic Reforms, that is ADR. Okay, go through that article once. And there is one more article like Center extends Ujjwala subsidy for another year. So this article is talking about one famous scheme, that is Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana, that is PMUY. So it is talking about providing of gas cylinders for women who are belonging to this below poverty line. Okay, so that topic is also very important. And if you move on, here you can see one more important article, that is Center to rope in ISRO to provide internet in 80 remote tribal areas. So this article is talking about VSAT, that is very small aperture terminal stations. So it is on a pilot basis. You have to see some facts regarding this very small aperture terminal stations. And next topic is INS Kolkata assist vessel hit in Gulf of Aden and rescues 21 crew members. So here you have to focus on the map of Gulf of Aden. Yes, you have to open atlas and you have to see this area of Gulf of Aden. It is for sure. And this year you can expect question from this area, from this map point of view, like Israel or this Red Sea, Gulf of Aden, like that. And next topic is inflation likely stayed over 5% in February 2. It says Bank of Baroda. You have to focus on this inflation. Inflation topic is very important and you can get basic static related questions from this inflation. And this topic is important from your economy. So these are the very important topics that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. And I will show like where can you get the notes of this class. So you can download the notes of this class from Telegram channel. So this is Rathods IAS classes Telegram channel. So you can join this so that you can download the notes of this class. And whenever we are giving any updates, so that will be posted here. And here we also posted the link of Google review and rating. So please use that link so that you can easily give the rating and review. And your valuable rating and review will always encourage me, will always support me. So don't forget to do this. And next one is, this is our Rathods IAS Academy YouTube channel. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And this is our website. And if you want to purchase any course, you can use the website for purchasing. And even we are providing 2025 and 2026 offline foundation course. And admissions are going on and the price is very less compared to other institutions. So here one promise is quality. So we always focus on quality. And one thing here is I am the co-founder of Rathods IAS. So if you have any problem with the subject or if you have any problem with anything, so you can directly come and contact me so that your problem will be resolved on that day itself. So you will be having that much safety and security in this Rathods IAS. You can come and join here, and admissions are going on for this offline foundational course. And if you want to talk to me directly, you can call me on this number 8074765513. And even we are providing personal mentorship. And if you are staying in Hyderabad, you can come to the office in Ashok Nagar and you can talk to me. And I will be staying till evening 6 o'clock. From morning 9 to till 6 o'clock, I will be available to provide you the mentorship. Okay. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this class. And please do like and give the rating and review. So thank you so much for watching.